Okay, so today we're going to learn how to load brushes, and there's a couple different ways to do this. I have a whole bunch of brushes currently in the P drive in a folder called Photo Demo Examples, and then the folder in there is called Brushes. But another way to do it is to actually just go and find brushes on the internet. And one of my favorite sites is brusheezy.com. www.brusheezy.com. If you go to that website, you can click on any kind of brushes in there, and you can save them to your own folder under your name in the P drive, and then you can load them from there. So I am currently at that website, brusheezy.com, and I'm going to click on these Paisley brushes, and I'm going to download this file. Okay, I'm going to click on download file. Okay. Let's try a different one because I already downloaded that one, and so now it's not letting me. I'm going to click on swirls and flourishes. Download file. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to save it in the P drive under my name, whatever your name is, but for now I'm just going to put it in the photo demo example folder under brushes, and it's called ssswirls.abr. It's very important that your document be an ABR file, otherwise it's not going to work properly with Photoshop. It has to be an ABR file. So save, and that particular brush is saving right there in wherever you put it. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to close this out. Close tabs. So I'm going to open up that. What I'm going to do that is I'm going to click on brush. Okay? I'm going to click on our brush tool. Now, if we open up our brush tools here, you'll notice on the very right a little arrow on the very right hand corner. You're going to click on that arrow, and you're going to go down to load brushes. So I'm going to click on load brushes. Now you're going to get this bizarre empty screen that comes up. It's called brushes with nothing in it. Okay, so ignore this. You're going to go over here to your P drive, and I'm going to come down here to photo demo example folder. Photo demo examples, and then I'm going to click on brushes. And I'm going to look for the brush that we just saved, which is SS Swirls. Here we go. And I'm going to click OK, load. Okay. And what it's doing is it's putting all those brushes that I just at the very end. So if I go over here and I just click on this and I bring it down, you'll notice all these different brushes. So let's experiment with these. Let's go File, New, and let's create a document that's 8 inches high. 8 inches in width, 10 inches high, with a resolution of 150, and we'll have a white background. Now we can change our brush color to any color we want. All we have to do is click on the foreground color on our little color swatch down here, and we can pick any of these colors here by sliding this up and down. Let's go with blue, and I'm going to click down here at the very bottom and just pick one of my little swirl brushes, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and there we go. There's one of my swirl brushes. Okay. Anytime you add a new brush, I highly recommend you add in a new layer. So I'm going to put a new layer. I'm going to call this swirl. And I'm going to add that in, and I'm also going to adjust the size of it and experiment. But again, oops, I put the swirl in. I want to put in a new layer. I'm going to call it swirl 2. And make that. Okay, so now I can go in and I can add in layer styles. Let's do drop shadow on that. And let's look at the drop shadow. Let's spread it out a little bit. Size looks good. Okay. And then I can copy that layer style and paste that layer style on my other layers. Okay. I can also use the Edit Transform tool. So come up here to Edit Transform. Let's say I want to warp it a little bit. I could really warp it and really manipulate the stamp if I wanted to. So I can really change it and do different things to it. I can also go to Edit, Transform, Rotate 180, Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal, Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. So there's lots of ways to manipulate the stamp once I've used it. I can even blur it a little bit if I want to. I can go up to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, Cancel. Let's cancel that out. Okay. Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. Alright. There we go. And I can, but then it's also blurring the drop shadow. So if I want to get rid of the drop shadow, I can. I can go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. Okay, look at how pretty that looks when you blur it out. And then if I say OK, I could then click on this other one that I had made earlier, and I'm going to resize it and make it bigger actually, and actually kind of have it behind the other one that I blurred out. And that looks really pretty, especially with that blur behind it. So there's a lot you can do with brushes. And so you're going to practice working on that. You're going to create some kind of image using all these brushes, and you're going to practice with the Edit Transform tools with layer styles, creating new layers for every time you use a stamp tool.